think history is all about kings, queens, and epic battles. Well, what if I told you some of the most important people in the past had jobs so bizarre, they sound completely made up today? Ever heard of a professional alarm clock? No, not an app, a person. History is full of these strange but true careers, and they tell us so much about how different life used to be. Let's dive into some of the weirdest jobs that actually existed. Imagine this. It's the 1800s. You live in a bustling industrial town in England, and you have to be at the factory before sunrise. Your smartphone hasn't been invented yet. So how do you wake up on time? You hire a knocker-upper. Yes, that was a real job title. These weren't just friendly neighbors doing a favor. They were professionals you paid weekly. Every morning, while the city was still dark and quiet, the knocker-upper would walk the streets with a long pole, often made of bamboo. They'd tap on bedroom windows, sometimes for several minutes, until they were sure the person inside was awake and ready to start their day. Some even used pea shooters to fire dried peas at the windows to make a rattling sound. They were the unsung heroes of the Industrial Revolution, making sure the entire workforce didn't oversleep. Without them, factories might have ground to a halt. But the weirdness doesn't stop there. Let's talk about human scarecrows. Before we had those familiar straw-filled figures in fields, farmers would hire young boys to run around all day, yelling, waving their arms, and throwing stones to keep birds away from the crops. It was a tiring, boring job, but absolutely essential for protecting the food supply. Then there were the leathermen. Back when leather goods were a huge industry, the tanning process created some truly awful smells. So, some companies would hire people, literally, to sit in a room full of finished leather products for hours on end. Their only job was to absorb the foul odors with their bodies and clothes before the items were sold. Can you imagine putting professional smell absorber on your resume? And what about keeping the cities safe and bright at night? Before electric streetlights, every single gas lamp had to be lit by hand. This was the job of the lamplighter. Every evening at dusk, they would walk their designated route, carrying a long pole with a wick at the end to light each lamp one by one. And every morning at dawn, they'd have to go back and extinguish them. They were a familiar and comforting sight, bringing light to the dark streets and making nighttime travel possible for everyone. So what does all this tell us? These strange jobs weren't just historical quirks. They were creative solutions to everyday problems in a world without modern technology. They show us how resourceful people have always been. The knocker-upper reminds us that even something as simple as waking up on time had a community effort. The human scarecrow and the leatherman show the lengths people went to for basic necessities like food and clothing. And the lamplighter illustrates the simple magic of bringing light to the darkness. These jobs might be gone, but the ingenuity behind them lives on. It makes you wonder which of our modern jobs will sound completely fake to people 100 years from now. Social media manager, drone pilot, maybe even YouTube creator. History has a funny way of surprising us. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this little trip to the past, make sure to like and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.